In this module, we start to discuss contract law. We establish that contract law is the basis of many and most of the actions that we involve ourselves in on a day-to-day basis. Contract law must therefore provide rules to determine which contract terms will be enforced and when promises must be kept. A promise is an assertion that something either will or will not happen in the future. Like other types of law, contract law reflects our social values, interests, and expectations at a given point in time. It shows, for example, what kinds of promises our society thinks should be legally binding. It distinguishes between promises that create only moral obligations, such as a promise to take a friend to lunch, and promises that are legally binding, such as a promise to pay for merchandise purchased. Contract law also demonstrates what excuses our society accepts for breaking certain types of contracts. In addition, it shows what promises are considered to be contrary to public policy, against the interests of society as a whole, and therefore legally invalid. When a person makes a promise, when the person making the promise is a child or is mentally incompetent, for example, a question will arise as to whether the promise should be enforced. Resolving such questions is the essence of contract law. In this module, we first provide an overview of contract law and the various types of contracts that exist. We also consider the basic requirements of a valid and enforceable contract. And then we will look at specific requirements of an agreement and consideration. Agreement is required to form a contract regardless of whether it is formed in a traditional way by exchanging paper documents or online by exchanging electronic messages or documents. In today's world, many contracts are formed via the Internet. Thus, we will discuss online offers and acceptances that apply to electronic contracts or e-contracts. Consideration, which is generally defined as the value given in return for a promise, will also be reviewed.